Did you have any kind of shelter, or were you just out
No,
there
we
in the
just-
elements?
In the elements, in the foxhole, whatever you could dig, yeah.
So did you have to dig your own foxhole, or did somebody?
No, you dug your own.
Yeah. How many pair of socks did you have on?
I don't know.
As many as you could get.
Yeah.
Did you have sleeping bags or anything like
We
that?
had sleeping bags, yeah.
Were they much good?
Well, I don't remember too much about them, tell you the truth, but apparently they were all right. You know, if you could get into them, but you couldn't stay in your sleeping bags all the time.
Right, right. So did you have sentry duty every night, or did you guys go on for a little while and then go off? Somebody
no,
replaced
you had every night, yeah.
So when did you sleep?
Well, if you got any, it'd be in the daytime.
Okay. Yeah. Did you get much sleep?
Well, at times you don't, no.
Do you remember much about heading up to the reservoir?
I remember going up there, and we got to the top of the hill there and everything going down. I remember whole houses out there, and dogs are barking and stuff like that, and somebody made the comment that, you know, they eat dogs over there. There's a certain time of the year. I don't know that they do, but I've heard.
I've heard the same thing.
And well, we just went in there. We went on, you know, there's Coterie, Hagaroo, and then on up to the Young Diamond or what the name of it is. And, we went to Hagaroo, and we pulled in there, and it seemed to me like it was in the afternoon or night, and we had big bonfires. You know, I mean, we're gonna be home for Christmas.
Right.
That was our.
Not too worried about it.
Yeah.
That was before the Chinese got involved.
That was it, right. Like I say, we had these big fires, and you know, next day we just did a normal thing, you know, no problem, no worries, nothing. And then the next night we had built us a fire, and then holy hell broke loose.
Really?
You didn't know which way to go. Tracers, you ever seen the tracers? They just flying everywhere. You just didn't know. And they assigned me that night, that first night, they assigned me to headquarters to guard the headquarters.
Was that
There's a tent there set up for headquarters.
Was that Hagaroo?
At Hagaroo, yeah.
Okay.
That's my recollection. And then after that, I was out there with the guns at night. And daytime though, we had a tent there and had a stove in it. You go in there and warm up, all ammunition, get everything prepared, you know, for the.
So did they usually attack at during the night?
Yeah.
Was that a little unnerving? I mean, it's one thing I would think to come under attack during the day when you can kind of see a little better, but at night it seems like that would be get on your nerves a little more.
Yeah, it is.
Because you wouldn't know where they were coming from, and So.
It is. It's nerve-wracking.
Once you're up at Hagaroo, you remember what happened after that? Or where did you go from there?
Well, we pulled out and came back to Ham Nung. Seemed to me like it taken us 24 hours to come from Hagaroo to Coterie, which is, I think, was 8 or 10 miles stretch in there, and was fighting all the way. You know, these Chinese was all over these hills and things. You could see them and everything. We'd fire on with that 50 caliber machine gun and everything else. And,
so you could actually see the Chinese above you as you're
driving down the road. Oh yeah, you could see them. Yeah, and when we was hauling ammunition at Hagaroo, you'd go over at the ammunition dump, and it was down below a big hill. I don't know which hill it was, the east hill. You know, they got all these hills, and I didn't know which hill was which. But anyway, you could see them. And we'd fire on them, but our guns couldn't do much damage. That, you know, but then the airplanes would come over and drop some napalms and things, and you could see the difference.
So you had a 50 cal on your truck?
Yeah. That's pretty good range on them, but you'd tell you if you was firing a long distance.
Right. So you were driving, and there was somebody else manning the 50?
Well, when we were driving, yeah, but we was, you know, when you have loading ammunition, you're sitting still.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
Huh.
But all of us had each truck driver had what we call a shotgun rider.
Uh-huh. So did you ever haul anything besides ammunition? Did you guys ever catch rides or anything?
At times we went back. I remember after we got out of the reservoir and
Uh-huh.
going back and picking up troops that just come in, replacements.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember picking up Gordon Adams, one of my school friends.
Oh, really?
I went to school with him.
I bet that was a shock to see him there.
Well, yeah, I look for somebody every time if we do something like that. Well,
Uh-huh.
and but Gordon got killed. I wasn't home 2 weeks, and he got killed.
Hmm.
And another guy from Fuller that went in that reserved with his Ed Dreer, he got killed too.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice Lewis, of course, they wasn't at the reservoir, but they were. And Maurice got wounded something. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get killed.
Did you get frostbite or anything while you were up there?
I draw 100% on frostbite. Yeah.
Is that on your feet?
On my feet.
Yeah.
Of course, my hands are just bad, but
right.
in the wintertime, they get just hard to work with.
So how did they treat you? I guess the medic came up, or how did you handle that as far
Well,
as?
I didn't have it up
You
there.
didn't?
No, I wasn't. There was some of them that really had to be treated up there, but
Mhm.
I wasn't one of them. No.
Okay. So you got back to Hung Nam,
Yeah,
right? That's where they did the big evacuation from.
right.
Right. So, what happened there? Was it? I imagine it's kind of a busy place.
It was busy. We loaded on I believe it's LST. I don't remember right offhand what it shipped, and then sailed back down to Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
And Tucson, well, we stayed there in seemingly like a schoolyard. We was.
So did you think you might be going home at that point, or did you know you're
Well,
just
at
going
that
back?
point, we didn't. No, it wasn't nothing going home but Christmas.
Yeah.
Before Christmas was over. Well, it wasn't over either. But it was right before Christmas.
Uh-huh. So you went back to Tucson and kind of
Regrouped and taken off again.
uh-huh.
So, I don't know. I was at Heartbreak Hill whenever. I didn't get to come back until July the 29th of '51.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at the foot of Heartbreak Hill whenever they gave me word to get my gear together. I was going home.
So did you ever run into any of the other Allied forces that were there? There were troops from different countries.
Well, yeah, when we was coming out of the reservoir between Hagaru and Coterie, it seemed like there was some. I know there's British Marines there, but seemed like there's some Turks. I don't know where there was or not, but there were some that rode on my truck there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did you have any thoughts about the Turks? I've kind of heard some different stories about them.
Well, and ever what they were, I don't know where there was Turks or not. That's just my remember.
Right.
They might have been British. I
Yeah.
don't know, but anyway, they seemed like real nice people.
Uh-huh. Did you keep in touch much with home while you were over there in Korea?
Well, I rode home all the time. Yeah.
Did you? How often would you ride?
Yeah, well, 2 or 3 times a month, I guess.
Really? Mom write you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess you look forward to getting those letters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get her to get me out of there, and she couldn't do it.
Did she ever send you anything besides letters? Ever send you any food or any kind of anything like that?
I don't remember getting any. No.
Yeah. You remember where you were when you got the news that you would be going home? Was that at Heart?
I think it was Heartbreak Ridge I was at. Yeah.
And when would that have been?
That was July of '51.
July 51.
I left there July 29th, '51. Yeah.
Okay. So did you rotate back Your whole unit didn't go back.
No,
It
no,
was
no. I was just individual. Yeah, well, a friend of mine from Little Rock, Ben Archery, he was one of the truck drivers with us. Him and I came back together. Ben's dead now. I didn't know when he died or anything. I just Busby tell me about it.
So how did you feel about? I guess did you still have some friends that were over there? I assume. I mean, how did you feel about leaving them? Or did you give it much thought? You were just happy to go home.
I was happy to go home, but well, we're all friends. Let's put it that way. But everybody gets home. Everybody was glad to see them get to go home. You know.
Where did you leave Korea from? Did you go back down to Busan?
They sent me down to Busan. I loaded a ship to Japan, and then left Japan for San Diego.
Remember how long that took?
About got it over there on paper, but
probably I don't know, 8 or 10 days maybe.
I think we landed in San Diego on 20th of August.
Okay. Well, that sounds.
That'd be almost 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. So how did you get from San Diego back to Arkansas?
On a bus.
On a bus. What was that like?
That's hell. 3 days and nights on the bus. Ben Archer and I, we got out together, and we was on that bus together.
Now, was it a military bus or just a civilian bus?
We paid,
you got
Trailways or Greyhound, or I don't know what it was now, but got to Texarkana, and of course, they was always crowded until we got to Texarkana. And we got on a bus, there wasn't very many people on it at all. And I was wanting to stretch out, get to sleep, and that bus driver wouldn't let me. He said, and the roads was terrible. They had to drive off the road halfway to Little Rock, I think.
That doesn't sound too good.
It was. That's before they had them freeways.
Right.
Them old roads was bad.
Right. So, did you... Once you got it, I assume, did you go into Little Rock and then you went home to Woodson?
I came to Little Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
My stepdad worked for Hollis and Company over on First Street. And I went from a bus station over there, and we came home to Woodson together. Yeah.
So how did it feel to be home?
Oh, great.
I guess your family was glad to see you?
Yeah.
Probably Mom was real happy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what did the... I guess you say friends and family, just people in the community there, what did they think about you coming home?
Well, they seemed to be glad to see me, you know. It wasn't no big deal, you know.
Right. Now, were they following what was going on with the war much? Or?
Well, some of them did, some of them didn't.
Yeah.
One guy around down there claimed he was in, you know, we used to have these newsreels of these movies and things. He had seen me on that newsreel.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it was, but he'd been to Little Rock to a movie and he'd seen that.